My bowels are slow. This is dead. No context.
No, zero context. Can't wait. If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for This Meets That podcast where two friends who know nothing about anything talk about bad movies. I like to think we know a little more about something, but whatever.
Yeah, we know at least some things about something.
Yeah, some days. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
So if you listened to this episode's trailer trash last week, you'll know what you're getting yourselves into.
Yep, literally. What a treat.
Treat. Oh my god.
So if you listen to Trailer Trash, you already heard the description, and it's a half good one. If you stopped halfway through, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So a young couple must navigate a blossoming romance amidst a war between their family's competing pizza restaurants.
Yeah, you stop 75% of the way through there, you have Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, and also I hate the word amidst. Same reason I hate amongst, because you can say amid and among, and they mean the same thing now. Like this, it's like Old English. I don't care for it.
Okay. Just so everyone knows, Jared doesn't like words that start with AM.
This is a blue white collar podcast.
Gotta leave that one alone.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm like holding back to say this line, but I don't know. I think we should dive into this dollar slice of a flick.
Yeah, I gave you that line. It's good marketing.
You
Get out
did
of
give
here.
me that line. It's a pretty good line.
It's a pizza movie, Russ.
Yeah.
At least I wanted it to be. I think maybe that's wishful thinking on my part.
It definitely is. So some of the quick info on this one. So it was directed by Donald Petrie, who, you ready for this list of credits? I'm not sure if you saw this.
Yeah, no, give it to me.
You ready? He's directed Grumpy Old Men,
Mm-hmm.
Mystic Pizza,
Sure.
Miss Congeniality, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, amongst a bunch of others. But those are like the standouts. Like those are all
Yeah. Those are good movies.
Yeah,
good credits.
Grumpy Old Men, that's solid. And there's some great other tie-ins we have. I have at least.
I do not. So yeah, I only know Grumpy Old Men and Miss Congeniality. Of those four, I've never seen Mystic Pizza, never seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. But
and for who's starring in this, we've got quite the cast, actually.
Great cast,
right? Yeah, I mean it's pretty solid. I mean, so Emma Roberts, Hayden Christensen. We'll see how well we do with the Star Wars references in this time. Who knows?
I hate him so much.
I hate you. There's one. Danny Aiello, and
that's not how Danny Aiello's name is spelled, by the way. He's two N's, right?
What's that? No.
He's two N's, right?
No.
Yes.
Oh, what?
Two N's. Always two N's in Danny.
Oh, the first name. Yeah.
You're killing me.
Really, dude? Really? It's our notes section. Really? I probably just missed it on the keyboard. All right.
Well,
I was like the last name. I'm like, that's how you spell his last name.
Putting one N in it makes it Daenerys. We're talking Game of Thrones now.
Oh God, no, we're not. Okay, who else is this movie? We're moving on from that.
Alyssa Milano from Charmed.
Really?
Yes, I'm a huge Charmed fan. You should know that.
And then we got Adam Ferrara, who's a comedian. Who you didn't know that was who he was.
Knock off Jimmy Fallon.
Knock off Jimmy Fallon.
Knock off Jimmy Fallon. And Tice said a better looking Ray Romano, which I thought was interesting.
Huh. Okay. I can see that.
Yeah. Keep that in mind.
Andrea Martin, some old schoolness there. And I think we definitely need to call him out because he was, I thought your guy.
Andrew Fung, the star of the movie.
Yeah, definitely. The star of the movie. He was probably the best. He was the best part of this movie.
Yeah. Shout out to, we should do guests someday, like famous people, if you'll have us. Andrew Fung, I would love to have on this podcast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There are some people I definitely don't want on this podcast. John Travolta.
Mel Gibson.
But yeah, Gibson, definitely not.
That'd be a great Zoom. It'd be a weird Zoom.
Yeah. Go listen to Force of Nature if you haven't yet, listeners. But we have a lot to say about Mel Gibson. Do not want him on the podcast.
No, not
Andrew
really.
Fung, though, he seems like a blast. I would love to hang out with Andrew Fung
all day. And then you have like the random special guest appearance by Jane Seymour, and that's
right. Weird.
It's weird. Who's this written by? So
Yeah, it was written by not women. Spoilers. There are definitely no women involved in
this is a rom-com. This fits squarely into the category of romantic comedy. And it's as bad as the worst of rom-coms can get.
Yeah.
No women involved in writing it. 3 people were involved in this. There was a story consultant on it. Like, really? Like,
did no work, seemingly.
Did you really needed a consultant on the story in this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would hope that they would consult on some of the like misogyny and racism, but no one said anything. There's a lot of offensive parts of this movie, and it came out 2 years ago. I don't know. I'm upset about it still.
We'll get to it. We'll get to your upsetness. Steve Galluccio and Vinay Vermani from Toronto. So there's a lot of folks from Toronto that are involved in this because it was shot in Toronto.
Yep, very Canadian.
It actually takes place in Toronto. Whatever.
Hayden Christensen in an interview said, "This movie feels like a love letter to Toronto." And I said, "God, you must hate Toronto."
He's a Vancouver guy, isn't he? That's probably why.
No, he's from outside of Toronto.
Oh, is he? I thought he was Vancouver.
No, he's from his family owns a farm, I guess, somewhere outside of Toronto, and then also he grew up.
Oh, he's born in Vancouver.
Yeah,
got it.
I think they came eastward. Markham, yeah.
Ontario. Oh, okay, yeah, Ontario. Okay, all right.
Shout out to Markham, Ontario. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, sorry.
Hey, if you want to be on the show, hit us up at like the entire town. If you want to be on the show, just hit us up.
Yeah, please. The mayor of Markham, we'll take him. Markham.
Yeah, or just everyone. I mean, how populous do you think that place is?
Yeah, at least, I don't know, probably hundreds, Russ.
Hundreds? Oh, whatever. Zoom can handle that, right?
It's probably way bigger than where we grew up.
Definitely. So some of the production, but I couldn't find the production budget.
Did you? All right, sorry, never mind.
No, go ahead. What'd you got?
I was gonna say, did we end up reading who's the screenwriters are?
Yeah. Okay. What are you blacking out over there? Are you zooming out? What's going on there?
I'm still angry. I'm so angry. I hate this movie so much.
Just when we thought Jared's anger for a movie couldn't get any greater.
Yeah, Swiped I thought was the pinnacle.
And you thought our first Mel Gibson foray was.
Well, no. See, that one didn't make me as angry. It's like Mel Gibson's kind of a Nazi. That's what makes me mad. Swiped made me angry as a movie, and this is the new worst movie that I think we've done on the podcast.
That's what we strive for here.
Yeah,
make it worse than the last time.
Yeah. Oh God, man.
Yeah. Well, that's
Right, give me some numbers.
I'll give you some numbers here. So production budget box. I couldn't pull up a budget for this anywhere.
It's unfortunate because we know Hayden Christensen got paid millions of dollars to be terrible.
Yeah, I wonder if there's no numbers for it because it was done in Canada, so it's all in
it's not real money.
Yeah, it's monopoly money. Domestic box office though, it made just under $1 million.
Yeah, how many toonies do you think?
Does Hayden Christensen get paid in?
Can you imagine? Just big bags of toonies.
Ding, ding, ding. There you go. Internationally, it did about just under 400,000.
Pretty good.
Straight to video did 26,000 DVD Blu-ray. So
it made more. It made just more in international 10 times as much money as The Fanatic. So. No, sorry, 100 times more money.
Yeah, I was gonna say 100 times. I think it's
sorry, 100 times more money than The Fanatic.
Overall, this made what 1.2, 1.3 million, 1.2 million ish.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that seems more than it should have. It's like 1.2 million more than it should have.
Well, you got star power.
Hey, Anakin,
right?
Alyssa Milano.
Sure.
That's what you got.
All right. So wait, what do you know Alyssa Milano from if it's not Charmed? Thank you. You're right.
It's one of those ones where I can't think off the top of my head. I should have something off the top of my head, but
yeah, you're older.
Oh, Commando. That's right. She was the daughter in Commando. That's not why I would remember it though. But
yeah, no way.
No, Charmed.
Oh, who's the boss? Right.
Yeah, yes.
That's exactly where she's from. Is Who's the Boss?
Yeah, 100%.
I forgot.
I did too.
I'm sorry.
I'm a bad
You're a bad 80s person.
I'm a bad 80s person there. Everyone's like, well, she's the daughter of Commando. She was on Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
I'm
Send
like,
us an email.
I don't know what she was in.
The other thing that I know her from is the Blink-182 music video Josie.
Oh.
Famously.
I'm not recalling that one all that well right now. So
1998, maybe?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, that's more my peak.
Don't they believe in aliens?
Wait, what? Don't they believe in aliens?
Isn't
in
what's
general?
his face? Is what the
Tom DeLonge? Yeah.
Yeah.
DeLonge?
I go DeLong.
You say DeLonge? Okay. You say DeLonge, I say DeLonge.
Tomato, whatever.
Tomato.
Hey, if you want to come to the show and talk about aliens, let us know.
Yes, we would love to have you on the show.
1000%. Come on.
Way
Talk
too
about
famous
aliens.
for us. We could probably get Andrew Fung.
All right.
I love you. I love you, Andrew Fung. We want you. Don't take that as an insult.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right. So that's kind of like all the quick info there. What's your Hollywood pitch?
Okay, hear me out. This movie is Virgin Territory meets Chef. Now, Virgin Territory, are you familiar?
No.
Okay. Lucky you.
I'm not sure if that's go ahead.
Yeah, you don't want to be familiar with this one. Ideally, 2007, great year. Great year for movies, right?
2007, yeah, solid.
So I feel like all you really need to know is that the film's Italian, like when it came out in Italy, they were trying to name it after American Pie, kind of. It's very European movie, starring Hayden Christensen.
What?
Yep.
Wow, you did some homework here, huh?
Yep. And at some point, he's like having weird orgies with everyone in town.
What? In 2007?
Yep, in 2007.
This is post Star Wars time.
Yeah.
2002, 2005. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So he was trying to,
trying to do something, capitalize on his handsomeness.
Debatable.
So he's having orgies with everyone in town, just like in this movie.
Yep, pretty much. Yep.
And meets Chef, and this one was wishful thinking for me. I wanted this to be like Chef. So I'm so embarrassed right now. Not like Emirati's embarrassed, but do you say Jon Favreau or Favreau?
What? Jon Favreau.
Okay. I've heard people pronounce his name both ways, and that's why I don't know. What's the official?
It's Jon Favreau.
Favreau.
What was the other way?
Favreau.
Favreau?
Yeah.
I've never heard that, and if that's how it's pronounced, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, John. Love you, but
okay.
I think it's Jon Favreau.
Okay, thank you. So that's what I usually say. I just wanted to clear this up.
But this is literally you were making yourself feel better by asking me something that I'm not 100% sure on.
Right, exactly.
That's fine. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So I wanted
checks out.
I wanted Hayden Christensen, and by the end of it, I think this is where it's going to go. If there's the inevitable sequel to this movie, I think it's going to go in a Chef direction.
Tiny Italy. Oh yeah, it definitely could.
Give up on, and this was Emma Roberts' journey, right? Mm-hmm. Giving up on highfalutin fine dining, going back to basics here. Yep. Not a food truck, but a pizza joint. Same premise. This movie is exactly Virgin Territory meets Chef.
Okay.
Yeah. And Virgin Territory takes place in Italy, which this takes place in Little Italy. So tomato.
Tomato. Tomato. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah. What did you have?
I had two, but I'm gonna go with one as my official one. But I'm gonna throw the other one out there just in case if someone, a friend of mine, listens because he did like this other movie and we joke about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with
a shout out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out for Ben Z-Man there.
I like Ben too.
Yeah.
Say Bean.
What? Bean?
Should I call Ben Bean from now on?
No, it's Ben. Did I say Bean?
No, I think I said Bean.
Yeah, you definitely did. Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, my bad.
He's not listening. I went with Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones meets Mystic Pizza.
Yes. Famous Ewan McGregor movie.
Yes, the famous Ewan McGregor movie, which with like a fake beard on. I started watching it recently, and I was like, oh God, it looks so terrible. It's so bad.
I see. You think it looks terrible, or do you think it just looks so clean it's terrible? It's
Both?
it's a handsome beard. It's too clean.
In the second one, it looks like it's glued onto his face. He's like, yes. Anakin, you have to listen to the, it just looks bad. And the third one, it's like, all right, this is legit. Here you go. You got a beard, Anyways, I went with that because episode 2, Forbidden Love.
Yep.
Hayden Christensen.
Romeo and Juliet.
Boom, right? Meets Mystic Pizza. Now, Mystic Pizza has got, there's going to be a lot of shitty puns here, but layers of connection.
Layers of pizza pun?
I don't know. I didn't say it was a pizza pun. I just said it was a pun.
All right. Get out of here.
Toppings, if you will, of connectedness here. So Mystic Pizza was directed by the same director.
Yep.
It's about pizza.
Is it? I haven't seen it, so
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course it is.
I don't know.
Well, it's a backdrop to, and Emma Roberts' real life aunt, Julia Roberts, is in it.
Right. I keep forgetting that she comes from famous people.
Yes. Eric Roberts' daughter.
Yep.
So that's mine. The other one I threw out there is pretty dry, but just it's Romeo and Juliet meets Loverboy.
Right. And again, you definitely mean the Leo Romeo and Juliet, right?
No, I mean whatever one came up before that one.
Talking Kenneth Branagh?
Whatever, even further back, whatever. And Loverboy is I forgot his name, Dempsey there when he was younger there, 1980s flick where he's just he's a pizza delivery guy. That's it.
Gotcha. No, that makes perfect sense.
The first one's better. I'm sticking with it. All right, so we've pitched this thing.
Yeah. We're like 15 minutes in. We're gonna time to do fast facts.
Move on. All right, I'll start this, and because I found these.
Yeah, you did all the work on this one. So other than
one of the more important ones. So fast facts. Eater.com called it the worst movie of 2018. I don't know if that's a fast fact. That's just like.
I like Eater.com generally. They have some good articles.
Yeah, call it the worst food movie of 2018.
I read it for the articles.
Yep. That seems legit.
Yeah.
Again, back to Mystic Pizza connection here. There's a shot in the movie where Emma Roberts is wearing a t-shirt, a red t-shirt that says Slice of Heaven on it.
Yeah.
And that is the same one that Julia Roberts wore in Mystic Pizza.
Oh, that is a great spicy meatball.
Yeah, you like that? You like that? You like that meatball?
Getting flashbacks to the movie now.
Yeah, I know. Terrible Italian accents. God. What else we got?
Hayden Christensen's injury, right?
Oh, yeah. Apparently Hayden Christensen and Anakin there twisted his ankle there's a scene in which him and Emma Roberts are playing soccer in the rain.
Yeah, from the trailer.
From the trailer. It was in the trailer.
All of the moments of any significance in this movie were in the
trailer. Yeah, that's true. Apparently, he twisted his ankle during that scene, and they had to hold production for a week.
Yeah, which I think leads into my fast fact, because I was hoping that he would do this. Again, Hayden Christensen, also, we'd love to have you on the podcast, but you're an awful actor.
But come on the show.
Yeah, please come on the show. You're not so good. I don't
know if we can ever insult people and then they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'll do that show." I don't think that's how it's.
Yeah, I call Mel Gibson a Nazi several times. Well,
Yeah, I don't think he's even welcome on here, but yeah,
yeah, Hayden Christensen though, you are welcome.
Yeah,
but absolutely. I can understand if you don't want us.
Bring that Canadian kindness here, but we fully understand if you reject us. So carry on.
So I was really hoping you'd go full method actor, and sure enough, you did.
Full meth.
So
method. Sorry, not full meth.
He went full meth on this movie.
He probably should have. It would have been a better movie.
Yeah, which he famously called a love letter to Toronto. In the same interview, he's talking about how he considers himself a bit of a pizza maker.
Yeah,
a bit of a home pizza maker, anyway.
Oh yeah.
Use that Star Wars money,
Yeah, makes no bubbly here.
With that good semolina or whatever.
No tombstones here, huh?
Yeah, no. Nope. All handmade, baby.
No DiGiorno's here. Do you see the theme here?
Yes, I hate you.
Well, you want ads.
Yeah, DiGiorno's. DiGiorno's? Is that the name of the brand?
Whatever. DiGiorno.
Yeah. If you're out there,
Hit us up.
yeah, hit us up. Pay us money. We'll say it more.
DiGiorno.
Yeah, our demographics are very good. Very, very, very desirable.
At this point right now, in this moment in time, we have 193.
Yeah. 193.
Unclear what, but we have 193 of them. So
statistics, right?
Stats. All right. So
anyway, he's going full method. Considers himself a bit of a pizza boy in the first place. Decides to go to Little Italy in Toronto, and apparently assaulted some poor pizza restaurant. Made them let him make some pizzas that they had to give to paying customers. And delivered a couple pizzas because he wanted to experience what it would be like.
This is the pizza you want to eat. Sorry, that was just, come on.
This is going to be a long one.
Yep.
So sorry, listeners. We know we've been making you listen to 3 hours a week of us, but don't shy away from that now.
Don't stop. It only gets better.
Actually, wait, hold on. Before we move on from method acting, this is something I meant to tell you about before we recorded, but I'm going to tell you about while we record right now.
As in, we're keeping this in, or I have to edit this out?
No, keep this in. So this is our first episode of 2021, right?
Yeah.
We're recording it in 2020, but this will be released in 2021.
That's right. Yep.
And so we joked about the 193 somethings out there, but thank you to all the people who are listening to us so far, right? Like we're excited about doing this.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. And not to burst your bubble entirely, but I still have to edit the last 4 or 5 episodes of 2020. So some of those might carry over to 2021, but
that's fine.
Hey, sure. That's
yeah. But if this is the first episode of 2021,
the point is, thank you.
The point is, thank you.
That's the real meat behind the
that's
message.
The real pepperoni on our spicy meatball. You're the pepperoni to our spicy meatballs, listeners.
That doesn't make any sense. You're the spicy to our meatball.
Like a good mixed meat metaphor.
You are,
so anyway, do we have any more fast facts? One more.
We do, and this is a weird one. No, we got 2, I guess. Okay. Well, let's jump down. So we'll do the goof, right, and then we'll do the other one.
Yeah,
last.
Love a good goof.
So goofs, dear listeners, we wanted you to let us know if you want goofs. We're gonna just do them anyway. So that's how, because whatever, it's our show. So it's your show, but it's our show. But if you don't talk to us, then it's our show.
Right. Send us an email.
There's a goof, continuity error. These are always fun. There's a scene when Emma Roberts ends up in Hayden Christensen's bed, and there's a photo of his grandfather on like the dresser.
Right.
She she just like turns it over, right, and like flips it down. And
Danny
then
Aiello, which she spelled wrong again in the notes.
Oh man, did I? But I got it right up here. That's weird. Whatever.
This is important to the podcast. It makes me angry.
Yeah. All right. There's typos all over the place. Call your grammar in your notes. And she flips the photo down, and then it cuts away, and then cuts back, and the photo's back up.
Right.
Those are
and
fun.
Is up for the rest of the scene.
Yeah, and is up for the rest of the scene. So yeah.
I guess I appreciated that it didn't flip back and forth between the two.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
And then the last fast fact is actually a little bit up for debate.
Right. No, it's not up for debate.
Well, this is kind of weird. So Danny Aiello he passed away in what was it?
December 2019. Yeah,
December 2019. So he passed away in 2019. R.I.P. Danny, because
great
awesome.
Great actor. Deserves better than this movie.
Yes, definitely. But as we were poking around and we looking for some of the stuff, this movie had listed it as his final film appearance before his death. This movie was probably shot in 2017, came out in 2018. That's not true.
Right.
He's
There
got
were
like
at least 2 movies.
there was 2 more movies that came out after this, and there's 2 more movies that are in like post-production that have him in it. So we poked around and we found that all of them are listing their movies as his final film appearance. So someone is spamming the trivia sections there.
Now, I have a little extra bonus fast fact for you.
Hit me. I love it.
Yeah. So
unscripted.
Yeah. Unscripted, possibly untrue fast fact.
Oh boy.
So, you know the show King of Queens with Kevin James?
Oh God. Yes.
Love Kevin James. So in that show, Kevin James's brother, in real life, plays his cousin on the show named Danny Aiello. The character's name is Danny Aiello. And in my fast fact mind, that's a shout out tribute to famed actor Danny Aiello. So yeah, thanks, Kevin. Thanks to your brother, who I don't remember your name. I'm sorry. Did you know that that his brother is one who plays his cousin?
I don't know what you just said.
King of Queens fast facts. Sorry, I broke you on the recording.
You said Kevin James' brother. I said Rick James.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, bud.
Oh, there's tears coming out of my eyes on that one. Holy shit. When you said Kevin James' brother, you know him, I was like, yeah, Rick James, bitch.
Yeah, that would have been hysterical.
It would have been, but I had a beer in my mouth. I almost spit my beer back in my glass on that one.
Yeah, and we're back after whatever you edited that into.
Me being broken.
Yeah. So time to start the movie.
And forward spoilers galore, but if you watch the trailer, you already know what's going to happen. So whatever.
You've watched the movie.
You've seen it.
So I think you called out 3 production companies.
Yeah. So yeah,
legit. But I spotted a 4th. There was a sneaky.
Really?
Yep. So it leads with Lionsgate, very legit.
Oh yeah. Yep.
The legitist, Lionsgate, huge studio. Grindstone, which I've never heard of. And then
I've heard of Grindstone.
Okay. And First Take, which I also haven't heard of, but maybe you have.
No.
And then comes up with the director. And then right after the director, it says an Entertainment One film. Another studio that they snuck.
Oh yeah. I saw it. Okay, yeah. I think I caught that one. But they didn't have like a logo or anything like that, right?
Mm-mm. No logo in the opening scenes, but
they give less money. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, possibly not a money laundering thing. I don't know.
No, I looked in. No, this definitely does not fall into our.
Okay, this isn't part of the conspiracy.
No, definitely not. There's only like 10 actual like producers, like executive producers on it. It was like all pretty, normal.
That makes sense.
Just a bad rom-com movie.
Yes, the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, I haven't watched many, but this is
So speaking about money, we opening scene here. Zoom in on some vegetables with price tags on them, and my first thought was, oh, are these euros? Am I supposed to assume we're in Italy or something, considering this is Little Italy, right?
Yep.
Then I realized after the fact, no, I think that's Canadian money. Right? Because it was different. It was not not the symbols I'm used to.
Yeah. Isn't the Canadian just like a C with like the 2 lines through it?
It's exactly what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute.
I mean, they didn't really play up the Canada thing very heavy, like Toronto, like Little Italy was played up, but I didn't, as you explained to me, I didn't realize Little Italy in Toronto was a big thing, and they have like this festival that's kind of like the climax of the movie is like a big deal actually, which I didn't know.
Oh yeah. No, Little Italy in Toronto is super legit. I'm kind of glad they didn't play it up like they would have if it was New York.
Yeah.
Like if it was in New York instead of Toronto, they probably would have spent the first half of the movie talking about how New York is a character. And
yeah, they totally would
okay,
have.
Woody Allen. Like,
I actually watching the trailer the first time through, I and like just seeing some scenes, I thought it was taking place in Boston. And I was like, there's no Little Italy.
Oh.
I mean, we don't like, which not really.
The North End.
Just North End. That's it. It's not like called Little Italy or anything like that. But
no, it's the same thing.
But they've passed off Toronto as Boston many times before. So I was like, oh, maybe.
Sure. Yeah. And in Toronto, I thought it could have been because it reminded me of Kim's Convenience, where I know Andrew. Yeah, where I know Andrew Fung from. So we come up on Ganucci's veggies here. Poor Mr. Ganucci.
Yeah, and we get the veggies, and then immediately jump to like double voiceover. So it's Emma Roberts who in the movie she's Nikki, right?
Yep.
And Hayden Christensen, he's
Leo.
Leo, thank you. I don't know why I keep blanking on his name.
Yeah, not DiCaprio.
Yeah, not DiCaprio. We have Leo and Nikki.
Yep.
And they're doing a double voiceover. So immediately I was just like like they did in a trailer, which was like a little hard to tell, but like it's like, okay, they're definitely doing this. And I was like, oh, they're telling their love story to someone. So it's like,
right.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
It works out.
And they're framing everything as like growing up as best friends together. They grew up doing all the same things. Like why does Hayden Christensen have to have this weird accent and Emma Roberts doesn't?
Yeah. It's like, could she not do an Italian, or it would have been too much? But he's got like this.
There is a point that I noted later, exactly right on, where she tries to kind of do it, and you can tell if they tried to have her do it at first, they quickly backed away from that because it's
like, nah, you don't need to do this.
It starts off like being Italian's about three things: tradition, passion, and pride. And you're like, oh, okay, it's that kind of movie.
Yeah. All right.
And yeah, we kind of get a little take of their harassing Mr. Ganucci with their we're not quite at the point where they're lighting off bombs in his front yard yet, are we?
No, yeah, this is like the very opening. So like the very opening is them as kids. So it's like a flashback to them being really young, showing them like growing up together. Like they did everything together. They were best friends.
Right.
And they played soccer together, and yeah, they were definitely blowing up veggies with M80s and this old guy's, right in his patio there.
Ruthless.
Couple punk kids. And then during this whole like cutting between them, like riding bikes together and all this sort of stuff, it's basically them just doing voiceover exposition about who they are. So you're like, oh yeah, she's super competitive.
Yep.
Okay, I wonder if that's going to come back later.
Yep. And it's all leading up to us ending up at the pizza place, right?
Yeah, and then very like heavy Italy, right? So
yep.
Yeah, and then they come to the pizza parlor. So this is still their childhood. We're still like doing kind of flashback thing, right?
Yep. And this is when they're making a lot of Nunya jokes, which I'm like, come on. Has this guy never heard a Nunya? Like the guy in the restaurant, who's the victim of this Nunya joke, acting like he's never heard this before.
What was the joke exactly?
So they're like, oh, Sal and Vince, your pizza's so good. What's the secret? And he's like, oh yeah, it's 3 shakes of Nunya. And he's like, oh, what's Nunya? And he goes, Nunya business. Like every single line in this movie is the worst.
Yeah, they're definitely off the bat laying on the heavy Italian stereotype.
Yes.
From the get-go. So still them as kids, showing how like they grew up together. Family pet pizzeria. So their two families it was one pizza place, right?
Right. Yep.
And the two families.
Pizza Napoli.
Yep. So the family, everyone's happy, blah, blah, they get the best pizza in town, blah,
When
blah.
you say everybody, you're talking about knockoff Jimmy Fallon, you're talking about Alyssa Milano.
Yep. Yes.
You're talking the whole gang here, right?
The whole gang. The parents on both sides, the grandparents on either side, right?
Yeah. And this is when I first noticed, I'm probably going to talk about it a bunch later. And I know I said I wasn't going to judge people based on their looks, but I'm doing it again.
It's after this episode, right?
Yeah. Alyssa Milano is 47 right now.
Okay.
In the year of our Lord, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa Milano is 47. and Andrea Martin is 73. And
Andrea Martin, yeah.
she looks amazing. Like,
Yeah, she does.
Next to Alyssa, like I thought Alyssa Milano and Andrea Martin were the same age.
Yeah.
Apologies to Alyssa.
Hey, if you want to be in a show, hit us up. But we have to work on this whole insulting people and then ask them to be on the show.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Hayden Christensen easily could have been in his early 50s, and Alyssa Milano could easily be in her early 60s.
Yes. Yeah. It was also she's the mom. She's Emma Roberts' character. She's Nikki's mom, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Which was like, oh, okay.
They have a good resemblance, I think.
Yeah, but it was like, oh yeah, Alyssa Milano. She's playing moms now.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Then it's Italian. Everyone's doing Italian. Everyone's talking with their hands. More Italian, more stereotype Italian, right? And then we get some like nuggets of grandparent wisdom, which was loaded with kind of gross sexual innuendo.
Yeah, give me one.
I don't think I have any here. You wrote them all down.
I mean, I wrote down "never squeeze love out of a man's heart."
Oh, and then the grandfather to Hayden Christensen's character saying like, "Oh, easy with the dough. You gotta handle
like a beautiful lady.
Like a beautiful lady." I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, it's that kind of movie.
Yeah, this immediately sets the stage for.
Yeah, and this is, so. And the kid that they cast, so the kids they cast for this, the young version of Emma Roberts, fantastic. She looks just like you can imagine Emma Roberts looking as a kid. Young Hayden Christensen,
not at all. Yeah, like, that is no.
Like, I think it's because Hayden Christensen doesn't look like an Italian bro.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what if we make him look like an Italian bro as a child, and then people can assume maybe he grew out of it.
Yeah, he's like a Danish, Swedish with a little Italian, I think.
Maybe. I don't know.
According to his IMDb.
Okay. So you're an expert then.
Yeah. Hayden Christensen. Not a big Italian presence there, it seems like.
Yeah. And the kid that they picked him to be as a little kid is the most Italian looking little kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's like, nailed it.
All right.
So
we end up in London.
Yeah. So that is kind of like the childhood thing. And I think this is where the voiceovers stop here, right?
No, they keep the voiceover just to intro the scene, and I called it out because it made me angry again.
Yeah, because like they could have just stopped it there and then like, okay, they've set up this, they're telling this story obviously to someone. They could have just then said, here's our childhood, and then pulled it into like the quote unquote current time and been like, all right, off and running. But
right, Hayden Christensen stops, and it's only Emma Roberts, and she's talking about how she's gone from 4 Michelin stars to what. And so this made me furious
because she definitely said that. And I caught it, but I didn't think too much about it. And then I saw your note. I was like, wait, you can only get up to 3, right?
Yes, exactly. There's like 130. Think of how many restaurants there are in the world, right?
Yes.
Millions, like actually millions of restaurants, right?
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot. We'll go with there's a lot.
There's 137 3-star Michelin restaurants in the whole world.
Yes.
So for one, it pisses me off because she's definitely not doing that kind of cooking.
No.
And number 2, they say 4 Michelin stars, which
did no one do their homework on that?
Doesn't exist. Yes.
Like, maybe there's a hidden bonus star we don't know about. Like, you know, it's like a hidden level in fucking Mario Kart. Like,
yeah, Michelin. I mean, Michelin is wild as a rating system in general because you're like your first thought is, oh, like the tire company. Oh no, it is the tire company.
Yeah,
it is exactly the same company.
That's
rating fine dining restaurants. Yep. 4 Michelin stars. She's a great chef, apparently.
But so we're in London present time, I guess, right? But so she's chefing it up, but like, so this thing is like a school though, like
it seems like it. Yeah, it's
like I think I mentioned this in the trailer trash. It's like the CIA, but in London, right? Mm-hmm, that's the Culinary Institute of America,
right?
And Jane Seymour is like kind of like being like the big. She's like the instructor or whatever, the head chef there coming through.
Yep.
Kind of just tearing everyone down, right?
Great lines from her. I picked out one of them because I love, 2 of them.
She had 2, yeah.
So loved. You've used so much oil, the U.S. Army is going to invade your plate.
Like, wow. All right.
Oh, is it that kind of movie?
Yeah, a little rom-com with a little purpose, huh? Okay, all right, okay, a little political nod there. Okay,
Okay, all right. We're going Iraq heavy. I like it.
okay. This is where we're at.
And then great moron sandwich reference.
So you go from that comment to the moron sandwich, yeah? Because she actually made the girl. She put the 2 pieces of bread between her head because her food sucks so much. She's like, "I'm a moron sandwich."
Well, so have you've seen Gordon Ramsay do that, right?
No,
you didn't get the reference. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
this is a real thing that happened in real life.
Oh my God, I don't watch him because I think he's an idiot, but I can't stand him. But
yeah, shout out to Gordon Ramsay if you want to be on the podcast.
Be on the show, definitely. I think you're an idiot, but it's fine. You can come on here and just yell at us for like 10 minutes. It's fine.
Yep. Fine. So he does that to someone on his show where he's like puts bread on their hand. He's like, "I'm a moron sandwich."
It makes me dislike him even more.
Yeah, and it makes me even angrier because all of the funny jokes in this movie so far, the writers of this movie didn't write. like talking about invading countries for oil is not a joke. It's not original.
Nope.
And then even the moron sandwich bit is a Gordon Ramsay bit. So
I didn't even know. I wrote it down because I was like, oh, that's a classic teardown, I guess. I was like, you're just a moron sandwich because like I don't know.
Classic Gordon Ramsay-esque bit.
I had no idea. That's awesome. Oh my God. So Jane Seymour, she's going through tearing down everyone down. She picks 2 students, Emma Roberts being one and some other guy, right?
Yep. Says,
"Hey, come to my office, blah, blah." And she's like opening. So this is kind of like the setup for moving plots along, right? So she's like, tells them like, "Hey, I'm opening this new restaurant. It's a crazy idea, blah, blah, blah." And they're like, "Yeah, it's beautiful, whatever." I forget where were they opening it?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Seemed like some small town in England.
I think like Mayfair or whatever. I don't know. Anyways,
Mayfair, yeah.
Right?
Shout out to Mayfair.
Chat, if you want to be on this, hit us up. And so the whole setup is she's opening this restaurant there, and it's supposed to be this crazy thing, and she wants the 2 of them to come up with the menu, pretty much, right?
Yes.
And these are 2 students. These are 2 students of hers, right?
Competing menus, right?
Right. They're competing menus. So the 2 of them need to come up with the menus, and then she's going to choose one, and whoever she chooses is going to come and be like a chef at the restaurant. Right. That's kind of that setup.
Yep. Exactly.
And then the setup is that, and this is Emma Roberts is from Toronto. She's in London on a student visa going to the school.
Yep.
And Jane Seymour's like, "All right, if I'm going to do this and you're going to come to Mayfair, that means you need to update your visa to a work visa."
Yep.
And then says you have to go home.
Yeah. And says, pack your mucklucks or whatnot. And I was like, wait a second, this feels offensive to Canadians.
Yeah, probably should have looked up what that was. I assume it's some type of...
It's like boots.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. I figured it was like some type of footwear.
It's boots, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So she's got to go back to Canada. She's not too pumped about this. I think we discussed in the trailer trash too. Like, she's in Canada, so maybe it's different. Maybe she can't just easily update her student visa to work visa. I have no idea. But
yeah, well, in most circumstances, as far as I know, like you have to leave the country if you need to get a new visa, but you don't have to go home. Like you can just go to the neighboring. I don't know, if you're in England, go to France, right? Go on a little vacation to France, update your visa, do whatever paperwork you need to do. I don't know. No, not an international travel expert by any means.
Hey, if there's any international travel experts out there you want to be on the show, let us know.
Yeah, fuck you. And if you want to be on the show, we have to insult them, right?
All right, we have to insult them first.
Isn't that our bit? Yeah.
Yeah, that's our whole thing. Yep. You look funny, but hey, if you want to come on the show, come on and tell us how you would actually do this.
Yep. Send us an email.
This is probably something we could just Google, but I started to, but I was like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I Googled a little bit, and that's where I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. That's like the general rule of updating your visa. Same as bar rules apply.
Yeah. So that's London. Now we got it set up why she's got to come home. So we bounce back to Little
Italy, right? We get Hayden Christensen playing soccer as an adult, probably spraining his ankle.
And we get like the one reference that we know that we're in Toronto here because he's wearing a Toronto Blue Jays jacket.
Right.
Very subtle, but he's
in real life, Hayden Christensen, big Blue Jays fan.
That makes sense. So
Threw out the first pitch at a game once.
Oh, maybe that was his call. Maybe he's like, that's his actual jacket he has at home. Maybe.
Could be, yeah. Ceremonial first pitch guy. I think it's all, Star Wars has opened all the doors for Christensen here.
Absolutely. So we get him. He's back. He's still playing soccer, teaching the kids how to play soccer.
Allegedly.
He's looking a little aged. And then we talk about the pizza war between the families. I think still at this point, it's like, all right, we know, like, right? I don't know if there's anything else.
Well, and so this is where Thais brought it up is a really good point. We definitely think that Hayden Christensen doctored the script a bunch.
Yes.
Whoever the screenwriters were, they didn't make him sexy enough.
Yeah. So there's a running theme throughout this entire movie where maybe they're doing it to like balance. I think I do this. I give the writers too much credit.
You're always giving, you want to be a screenwriter, Russ. It's okay.
I know, but I my thought is like, well, Emma Roberts, like, okay, she is quote unquote, attractive. So it's like, there's no one needs to like keep talking about how attractive she is. But for him, it's like throughout the entire movie, even like all the way up towards like probably like the, like 3/4 of this movie, they're constantly talking about, or sneaking in how attractive he is.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to say a running theme in all of the bad movies we watch is how they beat you over the head with certain things relentlessly. This is one of those things. Where they're like, oh, in case you forgot, Hayden Christensen was handsome at one point.
Yeah, or to like make you realize that everyone finds him attractive. Okay. Yeah. It's really strange because then there's a line. It's funny. We both wrote this down. There's like this really weird line where like he's delivering a pizza, or he gets back and he's at the pizza place and these two random girls come and pick up a pizza and he hands it to him, right? And he says the line, he's like, oh, hey, just so you know, we deliver, right? And then the two girls walking away, like one looks at the other one, he's like, I bet he does.
Gross.
It's like,
yeah, gross, heavy-handed.
Like if you need to beat us over the head with,
Yeah, Hayden Christensen, when this movie was filmed, he's like 36 years old. Yeah. He looks like he's almost 50. He looks awful.
Yeah.
In this movie. I don't know why. Maybe the makeup department, shout out to the makeup department. Fuck you if you want to be on the movie. If you want to be on the podcast, like just let us know. You did a bad job.
Hit us up.
Yeah, he's supposed to look like he's in his late 20s, early 30s. Presumably.
I think so. We don't really get a sense. I mean, yeah, probably. Yeah, I'd say mid-20s, late 20s, right?
Yeah, he looks a little death warmed over.
A little bit. But yeah, so running theme, but that was definitely an eye roll moment of like, okay, this is where we're getting into. Okay.
This is the highest brow that this film is going to go to.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Yeah, right.
This guy delivers.
Yeah, I bet he does. Gross. All right. So then I don't know if you.
Here's one thing that I want to call out right now.
Do it.
I just realized it in my notes. Called the end of the movie right here. This is the spot.
You called the end of the movie right here?
Yeah, we're what? The second scene, third scene of this movie?
Yeah. What do you got?
I wrote, I really hope they both make slightly worse pizza after the split, and at the end, they'll realize they need the dough and the sauce to bring it all together.
Oh, my God.
I wrote it right here.
Oh, my God. That's...
Fuck this movie, dude.
We're done. That's the end of the episode. Thanks for tuning in. Follow us on Instagram.
It was before the dad even had any dialogue. Because that's what I got.
Oh my God.
This is exactly when we get to the part where we get to the pizza place, right?
Yeah, we go to Leo's pizza parlor, family pizza parlor. Christian Haydenson.
Right. Vince's pizza.
Keep calling him Christian. Hayden Christensen's pizza parlor.
Christian Haydenson.
If you want to be on the show, hit us up.
Yeah. Vince's best pizza, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's awesome. So all right, so we're at Hayden's family pizza parlor. His dad's just a dick, just yelling at customers right off the bat, right?
Just yelling at customers. Hey, Four Eyes, take your one good eye and go. Was actual quote from the movie.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Take your one good eye.
Does he know that he can only see? I don't know. Anyways,
he wasn't wearing an eye patch.
No, he's not a fucking pirate. He's just a guy waiting for pizza to get delivered to him.
Yeah. Another Jim quote from this little section here. Talking about your grandson wants to make square pizzas for hippies.
That's right. And this is where, so the biz ain't doing so well, right? It's pretty dead in the place. And then,
Sorry. Pizza place is empty. He's yelling at all the guests. There's a reason why the pizza place is empty, because he's yelling at all the guests.
And then Christian Haydenson, I keep saying that.
I hate you.
God damn it.
So Christian Haydenson loves making different kinds of pizza.
It might be a better name for him.
Yeah, they introduced it early. Let's just call him Christian Haydenson the rest of the podcast.
Hey, why is Hayden your first name? Make it your last name.
I don't know.
All right.
This is fun for me. I'm going to do this in spite of you.
But he's got all the ideas though. He's like, hey, he's like, hey, what if we had a pizza app? Hey, what if we?
Well, no, I hate that. That's you led with the worst suggestion he had.
I'm also trying to do it in his Italian accent. Hey, what if we had a pizza app? Hey, what if we had a square pizza? That'll get him in the door. A square pizza. What? And he's like, hipsters, millennials, right?
Yeah. Hey, your grandson wants to make square pizzas for hippies.
No. Hipsters. That's almost like a Boston thing there.
Yeah. I love the dad. So in the trailer trash, I predicted my favorite characters would be the grandparents. And in most cases they are, but
for the most part, but yeah.
I think I sneaky love Christian Haydenson's dad.
Christian Haydenson. That's his name. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah. His dad, Vince, is pretty funny. Like the whole grabbing his side constantly and talking about his vangina. Nobody tells me where my heart is. Is a great line.
The running joke of his dad constantly grabbing his saying, "Oh, it's my vangina."
Right. Like angina.
Yeah, angina. That's a thing. Vangina.
Our problem.
I was like, oh my God, this is going to be, they overuse it.
Oh, they sure did. But he's grabbing his side all the time. And his wife always tells him, oh, your heart's not even on that side. What are you doing?
Don't tell me where my heart is.
Nobody tells me where my heart is.
So then we bounce over to Nikki, Emma's family pizza parlor, right?
Right. Sal's, it's better.
Sal's, it's better.
The reason why I'm making a huge point of this is specifically because at the end of the movie, I didn't realize this until the end of the movie. Did you know those are the actual names of their business? I thought it was Vince's Pizza, and the slogan was best pizza in town.
Yeah.
And I thought it was Sal's Pizza.
Yeah.
It's better, which on its own is kind of a funny joke.
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie, when they're in the competition, spoilers to way ahead, they say, oh, competing for Sal's It's Better and competing for Vince's Best Pizza in Town. Like those are the names of the business.
Oh, I missed that part. That's stupid.
Made me so mad.
That's what? Yeah, like Sal's Pizza. That's like a real pizza place, probably in every city and everywhere.
Sure. Sal's It's Better
is not a pizza place everywhere. That's probably why they did it. They're like, oh, every place is called Sal's Pizza. Oh my God, that's terrible.
Anyway,
so then there's so there's a back and forth here. There's like a trash takeout moment.
Right.
And then we bounce over to Sal's Pizza Parlor. That's Emma's / Nikki's family's own place.
Yep.
I'm gonna call this out.
Please.
This is I'm gonna call this out. So each pizza place is like a mirror. It's basically they're a mirror of each other, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the conceit of the movie.
Yeah,
they split up and they both did exactly the same thing, but slightly worse.
Yes, one makes the crust, one makes the sauce.
Right,
got it. They should be together.
The whole plot of the movie.
Oh my God, it's so gross. And each has a worker from India.
Yep.
And it's very just weird.
It is weird. They make a lot of weird, offensive jokes about the Indian people. Yeah.
Yeah. This movie is a bucket full of stereotypes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, there's only two Indian people in all of Toronto, and they both work at the competing pizza places.
Right. Seemingly, everything about this movie sucks. This is the worst movie we've ever seen.
I'm just gonna throw that out there, and we're gonna move on.
Yep, exactly. Well, I mean, like it comes up when we're taking out the trash here, and not only do they each have an Indian worker, each of them they're feuding with each other, just like the pizza places are feuding. And a couple of really good lines from Jogi. Says, they say karma's a real bitch. Are the two of you related?
It's like, pretty solid.
Awesome burn. Like Jogi is sneaky one of the best characters in this movie.
Jogi, he's the one who works at
Vince's.
Vince's, right.
Yeah. Great character. Some real good burns. And Christian Haydenson is like really taking care of him here, trying to set him up with these ladies.
Yeah. Hence the lover boy connection here. But so clearly Leo is using his pizza delivery skills to, test out his other skills.
Exactly. Mid trash
talk.
Leo is just like, hey, ladies at this address are wild. Why don't you take this delivery and I'll do some other stuff because I got other stuff to do.
Yeah, I'll do other things.
Yeah. Spoilers, sending him to an old folks home.
Gotcha, fucker.
Classic prank.
Yeah.
And like, why? I think this is the first time I really noticed and it made me angry. Why is all of the dialogue in this movie a punchline? Like, it feels like an Aaron Sorkin movie where every line is a joke.
Like a very, very terrible Aaron Sorkin.
Oh, yeah. No. Not
nearly as smart or as quick, but yeah, no, it was like, I think it's the Italian ball busting kind of thing they were trying to, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. And
I was about to say the Italian American was like, no, Italian.
That classic Italian American stereotype.
No, you mean the Italian Canadian stereotype?
Canadians are Americans.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think what do you think? Yeah. America, you think?
We have no listeners in Canada yet. We can say whatever we want about them.
We had one. They already stopped listening. Once they realized like all the movies we were talking about, everyone just ended up in Canada.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And this is when we get to one of my favorite lines, which we said at the beginning of the movie, at the beginning of this podcast, right?
Yeah.
We cut back to Sal's side of things, which is looking rough, despite being better.
Rough.
Yeah.
Real slogan, Sal's Pizza. It's better.
It's better. And this is when we get Nona saying, Andrea Martin, because Alyssa Milano approaches her, says, "Oh, looks like things are going pretty good over at Vince's spot. Like, why are things so slow on our side of town?" And Nona says, "My bowels are slow. This is dead." Oh, it's that kind of show.
Yep. And we keep moving along with all the hits.
Yep. Jokes coming.
So then we got all this, and then we get Emma, Nikki landing, right?
Yep.
I call this out as the Air Canada ad for the movie.
Yep.
Nice.
Which I did not pick up on.
I don't know how you didn't pick up on this. It was like, oh, this is a beautiful shot of Air Canada plane landing, and here's the Canadian Toronto Airport, YYZ, whatever it is.
YYZ. Nice.
Toss it in there.
Rush.
Yeah, and there's like, oh, and then when she's like, she meets her friend at the airport. It's like her friend, hey, and it's like all Air Canada. Like all I could see was just Air Canada in the background. I'm like, this is kind of distracting from whatever they're saying.
Yeah, but what doesn't matter because nothing they said was important in this scene. This scene was irrelevant.
Yes.
Whoever edited this movie also did a bad job.
Yes. The only thing important I think out of that entire scene was her friend being like, "Oh, no luggage. Guess you're not staying long."
Right.
That was it.
Yes.
Give you a little hint of like, I'm just here getting my, visa updated.
My visa in order, yeah.
And then I'm heading home. Could have just done it all online and gone. Yeah, anyways.
I hate this place. So then we go to Luigi's, right?
And where we meet our hero of the movie.
Andrew Fung.
Yeah.
Luigi.
Yes. Andrew Fung as Luigi at the bar. I'm gonna say this because it pays off a little later, kind of.
Please.
But I was like pretty sure this guy, he's Asian.
Yes, definitely.
And I was like, pretty sure this guy's Asian, but he's playing up the whole Italian stereotype so hard with like,
and doing a good job of it.
oh yeah, yeah. You're actually doing a great job of it.
He's the best actor in this movie.
Oh, hands
besides
down.
Danny Aiello.
Yeah. So Luigi, yeah, awesome already.
This is when we get to the more awkward parts of the movie.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember everything that happens here because it's so bad.
Yeah, so behind the bar, we know Christian Haydenson. Sorry, we know his side gig here is bartender at Luigi's, and he
got an apartment. He lives above the bar, and he also works there too. And this is where they're at the bar now, and this is where Emma Roberts shows up with all of her friends, and some cheesy double entendre terribleness occurs.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was getting to.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, my source here is Thais, but women don't speak like this. Just in general. I don't even think I wrote that many quotes for this because it made me upset.
There were so many. It was so bad. Like the entire conversation was like this double entendre type thing, whatever going on. And I was just.
It's where we got the afraid of getting wet joke. And, ooh, I am
from the trailer. Yeah,
it plays even worse in this scene than it does in the trailer.
And this is so, but she's also they're also talking to her about her last boyfriend, the financial guy. And there was like an entire conversation with them talking about, I can't even tell you, like,
did he have a big investment portfolio? You know, like he did, but he didn't know how to invest it correctly.
Oh my
You're like,
God.
This is a really gross investment.
God, we're like 5 minutes into this. I already
innuendo.
hate it.
Yeah. All of it sucks. And also, this is when Hayden Christensen looks his worst. This is when I wrote, he's Topher Grace meets Jason Bateman.
I'm going to also throw it out there, too. Sorry, I was like, I did the old, I'm listening to you, but I'm waiting till you finish talking so I can speak moment.
Yeah.
Sorry, because I was reading something, but.
Happens to the best of us.
Because, yes, he is definitely looking, in this moment, the most
Topher Grace meets Jason Bateman.
Yes.
He's 39. Like, you shouldn't look like either of those guys.
Yeah. I hope you tell me if I look like that, man.
Yeah, no. You look
Don't even
better than Hayden Christensen.
Caution. Fucking caution right now.
Yeah, you look way better than Christian Haydenson.
Thank you. Wait, that's not a real person.
Well.
So he's in the bar, he's walking around, and Emma Roberts looks over, sees him. And I'm going to throw this out there. He's a bartender. He works at this establishment, and I feel like they're just having a lot of, I mean, maybe this happens at bars, but he is basically just teaching some woman how to play pool.
Sure.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
And then I was like, he's just at the bar. And I was like, oh, wait, he's working at the bar. And then he's like getting all nuzzly closer and like showing how to take a shot. And then he's like,
well, no, and that's what made me extra angry about this whole scene in general is that no one's manning the bar anymore. Like they're like, nobody's working here. They're gonna like play soccer in a minute.
Yeah. Like I'd be pissed. I'd be like, all right, dude, can you stop rubbing up against this girl over here? We're playing pool. Like,
and somehow everyone is on board. Everyone at the bar is like that. I think that's what drove me nuts about this movie the most, in particular for a rom-com. Yeah. It's like, this is the worst rom-com tropes of everyone is invested in the main story, regardless of what role they play in it, which is generally none. Like all of the side characters in this movie mean nothing. There are like 4. Yep. That's not true. There are 8 people in this movie that mean anything.
Yeah.
No one else matters. And everyone is still so invested. Yes. This scene and the airport scene at the end were the two where it was the most egregious, where you're just like, the whole world stops because Christian Haydenson and Emma Roberts are talking. The whole world stops because it revolves around the two of them. And this is exactly the first one that made me furious. Because,
it's like, dude, you're at work. You're at work.
Emma Roberts, why don't we have a little one-on-one soccer match? Well, sure, fuck you. And then they go outside and have a soccer match, and the whole bar goes with them.
That's what so then they have, but after his moment there, they do some shots at the bar. Yeah. And but it's infuriating because he's just like, dude, you're kind of being a scumbag. Like you work here and you're just like, I don't know, I'm going to teach you how to play pool and I'm going to go back into the bar and whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so then they have their moment of like, hey, you're back. And then we get more of his terrible, terrible Italian accent. It's pretty brutal. But then, yeah, so they have a little banter back and forth, old friends.
Yeah.
And that's when she starts trash talking about the soccer thing. And then they end up outside. It's raining out.
So she uses "come on, pizza boy" like it's an insult.
Isn't that his whole thing?
That's his whole thing, is being a pizza boy.
Yeah.
And then we get a nice heavy montage of the two of them playing soccer for too long. Weirdly interjected with some strange moments, like her friend that's too young to be holding that Peroni at the bar saying, "Oh, my son has diarrhea. I have to go."
Oh, yeah, that's right. Her best friend, yeah, who gave her a ride from the airport and everything else. That kind of gives you a hint of like, oh, she just lost her ride home.
Right. Gina. Her name's Gina, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it's Gina. How far away is she from home?
Unclear, but her son has diarrhea, which apparently...
No, I'm sorry. I meant Nikki, Emma Roberts' character.
Oh, yeah, unclear. We'll never know.
Where's she even staying? I don't think we even know where she's staying.
I think she's staying at her parents' house.
Sounds about right.
But they never explicitly say it.
No, there's just one scene where she's in an apartment.
Yes, I did make well, no, it's a real nice house. I made a comment about it because it's in like what part of Toronto is this where there's like a gorgeous, and somehow they have a pizza place and they can afford to have this like mansion in the middle of Toronto. Makes no sense at all to me. But like Nikki's a pretty good goalie, seemingly. And I know there was a lot of jokes about whether or not Christian Haydenson, was letting her win or whether she was letting him win, all kinds of letting other people do other things. But
I wonder if that's going to come back later on.
Yeah. Spoilers, it does.
It does. So they have this little one-on-one match in the rain. Lightning comes. Everyone who came out of the bar goes back into the bar. They've done 4 or 5 shots. They're now shit-faced.
So much lost revenue from this bar.
Yeah, right.
They've been outside for an hour, seemingly.
Yeah, and then they're just out there in the rain, hanging on the mud. This is where Christian Haydenson injured himself and twisted his ankle, apparently.
Yeah, so really funny. So I kind of noticed
I think that shot where he slipped.
Yeah, you think that was real?
I think so too. It's like watching if you watch was it Mission Impossible Fallout when Tom Cruise jumps from one building to another building, doing a real stunt, and he like broke his ankle and you see it.
Yeah, instead of
and they left it in. They're like, oh, he just climbed up, and I think then they just like, okay, 2 weeks off
because it was awesome. Yeah,
it was totally awesome.
Yeah. No, Christian Haydenson's like walking 3 feet across wet grass and like slips a little bit.
Slipped in the mud and sprained his ankle.
Yeah. And then I love when he goes, "Are you okay?" And you're like, "Wait, you're the one who looks like you're dying.
Yeah,
you look awful." Cannot overstate.
All right, so we had this soccer match in the rain, the one-on-one match, some drunken awkwardness.
Yeah, puking or sleeping in Christian Haydenson's lap.
Yeah, unclear. And
little column A, little column B.
So then we wake up next morning. We're in Christian Haydenson's place.
Yep. I hate this scene. This scene makes me fear. The whole scene makes me so angry. So I need you to fill in the gaps for me here.
Go for it. I don't have much, but go for it.
So I'm horrified by all of this. We get my guy, Andrew Fung.
Yep.
Bare ass. Love to see it.
First shot we get in the wake up. We see her wake up and we see bare ass.
Yep. This is why it's rated R.
Yep.
And he's talking about how he just needed a new pair of junk trunks, which just say trunks.
Yeah.
Just doesn't. Yeah. And they're making a lot of weird sexual jokes, and Emma Roberts is clearly like mortified by whatever she thinks she might have done. Like everything about this scene feels gross and rapey, and like I don't know. I hate all of it.
Oh, that's now I know you. Oh, I know you.
Remember how uncomfortable the scene is?
Yeah.
And then Christian Haydenson comes in and starts playing into it when Emma Roberts is talking about, I'm going to join a convent. Like, I feel awful after last night. And he goes, after last night, they definitely won't let you in. Yeah. And like, he's playing into the joke. Everyone's playing into the joke. And it just feels so icky. I hate it so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, oh God, and he's like, oh, you said that a lot last night too. I was like, oh, I
Yes.
mean, I don't know if I would ever do this. I also that'd be just weird,
Awful.
right?
Awful. And he talks about how when she's wearing his shirt, you're very and he can't get the words out. You're very how'd you get so very? And she
Yeah.
goes, kale. As much as I hate this movie, I hate that line.
Hey, fuck you, Kale. But if you want to come in the show, hit us up.
We're here for Big Kale.
Yeah, Kale, if you want to come on and talk about Kale.
And so actually this made me kind of upset while we're on the topic. Why does sorry, I almost said Hayden Christensen, dummy.
Yeah.
Why does Christian Haydenson know so much about kale? Like there's probably 60 seconds worth of kale advertisement.
Well, Kale talk, dude. All right, because
later on,
I mean, later on, you do find out he wants to open up an organic pizza place.
No, true. You're. Oh, is this
Boop,
is
beep,
this
bop.
bad foreshadowing?
Boop beep bop.
Yes. Okay. So this is bad foreshadowing. Got it.
Yes. So Christian Haydenson is a big Kale supporter, mostly because it makes his childhood crush super attractive, apparently.
Yes. The biggest kale boy going.
Yep. We get through the whole awkward kind of rapey scenario going on.
Yeah. And this is a thing I had a question about. How does the whole town not know about what happened last night? Because she makes a huge point to Christian Haydenson about how like she wants to keep last night a secret.
Yes.
And
they were literally at the towny bar, what it seemed like.
Yes. They were at
in the rain.
The whole towny bar was outside with them, playing soccer with them. Like,
yes.
Like,
yes.
Everyone knows what happened yesterday.
Also, again, a bad employee. So he flirts with patrons playing pool, and he got shithoused on his shift. And then I'm guessing did not go back into the bar to finish his shift.
Of course not. No, we saw. I almost called him Kimchi because that's his name in Kim's Convenience. Andrew Fung, Luigi.
It's a tough to keep track of. That's fair.
Yeah, we saw Kimchi go back to the bar.
Yeah, because he's the owner, obviously.
Infuriating.
Wow. Yeah, this whole scene was a little.
Yes.
All right, we'll move on from that.
So we go back to Vince's, right?
Yep, Vince's
best pizza in town.
Yep, Vince's.
Whatever the stupid fucking name is. And
then the place is just hopping, right? This is where the place is going crazy, right?
Yes, everyone is bumping.
And so it's kind of a quick cut back and forth. So place is bumping, and they cut outside. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here a bit, but look, whatever, fill it in. Yeah. We jumped the gun to a hint that the moms are actually still friends and talking because they meet up at the line. So these two pizza places are literally next door to each other.
Correct.
And there's like a flower planter that's keeping them separate.
Yep, you're ahead of it. You're ahead of things. You're ahead of at least where I wanted to be. I have
go for it. What do you got then?
Yeah, one quote before that.
Do it.
When they're in the restaurant there, and Nono,
Granny
gives us this line. Yeah, sorry, Grandpa. This is the grandpa, but the Leo's mother says, "Oh, sausage and peppers too large," and Nono goes, "Ah, that was my nickname in the army." Love it. Like I'm a huge fan of say something funny and then say that was my nickname in high school.
Yeah, that was my nickname in fill in the blank.
Yes, perfect delivery, job well done. Danny Aiello, like, yeah. After the
hats off.
Yeah, beyond you're dead now, but well done. And also, how is Hayden Christensen? Christian Haydenson, sorry.
Yep. Yeah, come on.
How is he still just a delivery guy? This is his family. Why aren't they letting him make pizzas?
Yeah, right. I mean, he's clearly pretty good at it, as we find out later on, right?
Yeah. Instead, he's like driving around delivering stuff. Sorry. So now we get Alyssa Milano and the other one.
Yeah, the two moms meet outside, and then we find that the two moms are actually talking to each other, and they're still friends in some capacity, right?
Right, exactly.
They've got wine hidden in the little planters that are separating the two places. They chat, and then they give a fake like middle finger when their husbands both come out and Whatever. And then we get Alyssa Milano saying some comment about how they need to find Emma Roberts a husband, so she'll stay.
Right. Exactly. The whole conceit starts to fall apart where you're like, oh, these families don't actually hate each other as much as they explicitly told us they hate each other throughout the entire movie so far.
Yeah. So then we head back over to Sal's best. The best. It's the best.
Oh, Sal's, it's better.
Oh, it's better. That's right. So we head over to Sal's. It's better.
Yeah. Better looking Ray Romano, worse looking shit. What was that guy's name? Doesn't matter. Worse looking Jimmy Fallon. Thank you.
That's it. Sorry, I zoned out for a second.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Jimmy.
You're welcome to myself.
You got this. You got this. You got this, other host.
He's awful. Like everything that comes out of his mouth, he is making a terrible Italian stereotype of everything. He's like, oh, yeah. My little girl is the home. And I'm like, wait a second. You were born here.
Yeah. He's also Adam Ferrara. He's like, I'm pretty sure he's actually Italian. So
is he Italian or is he Canadian Italian?
No, great question. I don't know.
We should find that out before we.
That's right. We're not going to.
Yeah. I don't actually give a shit.
We don't need that. But yeah, so pretty much Sal, he's Emma's dad there. He's a dick too. So basically the two dads are they're a couple assholes.
Right. And they're excited that the children are around.
Yeah. I think this whole thing, I didn't, as I've done in the past, fall asleep, but I actually wrote blah, 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 stuff happens. I was just done. I was done with this. I'm like,
no, that makes sense. I didn't take that many notes here either. I appreciated the grandma speaking Italian all the time. And
yeah, throwing that out there. That's fine.
I did take Italian for 2 semesters in college. So
did you? Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So
maybe you can,
her Italian was good. Andrea Martin speaks kind of Italian.
Nailed it. So then we bounce back to Vincent's Pizza Parlor. This is Christian Haydenson's
best in town.
Best in town. And it's a crazy party going on, right? This is the
time. I hate this scene so much.
Yeah. So there's a bit of a back and forth cut here, but so everyone's just going nuts. The place is jammed. Christian Haydenson comes. He comes home, comes back to the pizza place, delivering pizzas. Huh?
To me, this is the climax of the movie.
Yeah, this is it. I'm just like, all right, just end it. And then we get the dad doing again the Vangina joke.
Yep.
And we find that this is the joke from the trailer.
Right. And not a joke, first of all. So this is an expensive prank / crime.
Yes.
Just by taking a quick eyeball at when Christian Haydenson goes in and scoops up this like bucket of weed onto his pizza paddle here. That's probably like $1,000 worth of weed.
Yeah. So the whole prank is that, so the place is bumping, it's crazy, and they're on tables and dancing. And then Christian Haydenson comes in the back and he looks at the oregano, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
that's not oregano.
Hey, oh, hey,
oh, hey,
oh,
a boopity boppity. Yes, oregano. That's a marijuana.
I think we both did better accents than he did in that moment.
Yes.
That was like he has moments of just doing like over the top Italian accents. And that was like one of his like, Pop, this isn't oregano.
This ain't your oregano.
Yeah. And he pulls out a giant butt out of the oregano thing. Oh man.
Yeah. And then proceeds to throw $1,000 worth of weed into the fire.
Yeah. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Aggressive. And like, this is not how people would react eating a bunch of edibles. So
I was going to say, it's been a while, but I don't think I've reacted like this last time I was on an edible.
The crowd is dancing on tables. Everyone's going nuts for no reason.
If they were on like some type of hallucinogenic,
sure. Maybe this is a PCP party. I don't know.
This ain't a weed party here.
No, exactly. And like, what an expensive prank / crime to play. Like,
right?
Everyone plays it off like it's some kind of joke, but this is at least I don't know how Canada rolls. At least in the United States, drugging people without their consent or knowledge is a felony in every state. Like, it's an actual felony. You can get like 8 to 10 years jail time for
Yeah. So
Inappropriate.
so bottom at the end of the day, it's just a stupid prank
Yeah.
and an expensive one. Because like, how
Yes.
much did they? Yeah, they had to, right? Yeah.
This is $1,000 worth of weed for this prank that sends a man to jail in, at least in the United States. You know, Canada, sure, weed's legal in Canada now, but
Wasn't during the making this movie, so
wasn't it right? Exactly. It's still a semi-crime at the very least.
Yeah.
Not a prank at all, and also drugging people without their consent is kind of a fucked up thing to do.
kind of is. I think Sal's. It's better. You know, I think they get a -1 here.
Yeah, knock off Ray Romano.
Yeah, -1.
I don't care for it.
We're keeping score, -1.
Yes.
And then we get so then the cops show up, the wonderful Canadian police department.
Yeah, the first of several times that Christian Haydenson gets sexually assaulted in this movie.
And this was weird. So the cops come, they arrest the dad, and then there's one female cop who is just like straight up just sexually assaulting Christian Haydenson. And it's so weird. And it's just like, I was like, is this someone we should know? Maybe this is a Canadian nod. Maybe Canadian viewers will watch this movie like, oh, we know her. Like, this is a cameo.
Nope.
I looked her up and I was like, I mean, she's been in a bunch of stuff. It's not like, I don't know. Like,
it's not like her funny bit is just sexually assaulting people.
Yeah. And it went on for a really long time. It's like, oh, is this another moment of them hammering home that Christian Haydenson is this hunk?
Yeah, and they brought it up in the bloopers again later, which also made me upset.
I'm insulted as a man.
Yeah, I hate this scene all around.
Terrible.
And then I don't know if you caught this, but at the very end of that scene, our buddy Sal's It's Better, just like very casually drops, okay, folks, who's got the munchies? And like trying to round up the crowd to go into his restaurant. That's so ruthless.
I mean, that's well played. I mean, come on.
I guess, but it's really fucked up.
It's better, you know?
Yeah.
And then we jump to church.
Yeah. Didn't care for this scene. Didn't write anything about it.
Not much going on, but it's just important to know that the grandfather on Leo's side, grandmother on Nikki, Emma's side.
No.
Yep. No. Yeah. They're using the church as a meetup.
Yep. That's it. They're trying to develop this relationship that is fairly inconsequential.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't know. Why can't all these people just talk to each other? You know, I don't know, figure it all out.
Yep.
But yeah, kind of weird. It made me think like, well, if the grandparents are hooking up and the family tree thing, which I think at the end we'll have to figure this all out.
Yep. Because
I'm curious as to if the grandparents hook up and get married, spoilers, they do.
Yep.
What does that make Christian Haydenson and Emma Roberts?
Nothing. They're not related at all.
No, but well, they are now, but through marriage.
Sure. Oh, yeah. I guess if they both get married, then they're grandcousins.
Step grandcousins?
Step grandcousins.
I was trying to figure it out. I was like, how does this work? Anyways, whatever. It was stupid. And then we bounce back to
this is a weird flight attendant scene.
Yeah. So then we cut to daytime, and and it's like she's now comfortable being home, I guess, and she's coming over sporty, and she's got a soccer ball. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come and meet up with Christian Haydenson.
Emma Roberts.
Sorry, yeah, she being Emma Roberts comes over with a soccer ball, rings his doorbell, and then at the same time, we get someone pops out of a cab, and it's a flight attendant.
Right.
Again, just very annoying, like how over the head it's beaten that we got it. He's a player. Lisa, the flight attendant, right? Very clearly on her name tag. And there's an awkward moment.
I thought that they were dating. So at this point, I got very confused for later in the movie. I thought that they were, I thought Christian Haydenson and Lisa were a couple.
No, absolutely not. I didn't get that. I took from that there was like a cheap way of saying like this lady just comes in town just to hook up with Christian Haydenson. It's
probably the correct way to take it.
Yeah. Flight attendant.
Yeah. And speaking of flight attendant, have you watched The Flight Attendant on HBO? No. Oh, dude, it's so good.
Wait, is that Jodie Foster?
What?
Yeah.
No. It's Kaylee Cuoco.
I don't know who that is.
Big Bang Theory.
Sure.
I think that's the only thing she's in, as far as I know. No, it's very good. You got to watch it.
Okay.
separate from this.
Great. More seconds have to cut out of this. All right. So
leave that in. Huge shout out for flight attendant Kaylee Cuoco. If you want to be on the podcast, I'm not going to insult you. You're great.
Yeah. Hey, likewise. So they have this awkward moment, and and Lisa gets to go inside the apartment. Christian Haydenson has an awkward moment with Emma Roberts.
Right. And Lisa is inside saying some really fucked up stuff of like, that's as much chit chat as I can take today. I need a drink.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what? It seems like it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God. Yeah. Long flight from wherever she came from in her red outfit. And then so Lisa goes upstairs, and then they're hanging out, having super awkward bestie friends / I stayed over your place / we didn't do it, but we want to do it conversation. Let's go on a date.
Yep.
Right. I think that kind of sums that all up.
I think that sums it up. Yeah. And this is when we get our line, when did this all go crazy, from crazy to batshit insane?
Yeah.
From the trailer. They did, I think, what we did in this movie, where they counted the number of scenes and divided it up into equal parts, like we're about to do with part 2 later on. Spoilers. But I think they did the same thing here, where in the trailer they're like, oh, we need a line from the middle. And so they took this random line and were like, when did this all go from crazy to batshit insane? And just kind of jammed it in.
Just like, here you go.
Halfway.
Done. There were some good, you noted it. I didn't, but you noted it. I thought that was a pretty good line there. The final boarding call.
Yeah. Cute. Yeah. Emma Roberts saying to Christian Haydenson.
Should we call her Roberts at Emma?
Yeah. Robert Emma's.
Robert Emma's.
Yeah. Robert Emma's talking to Christian Haydenson.
It's gonna be my pen name. Robert Emma's.
Final boarding call. Great shout out to
Lisa. Flight attendant Lisa.
Flight attendants everywhere, but Lisa specifically.
Lisa,
sure.
Hey, flight attendants, if you want to come on the show, let us know. We're here.
Oh, best friends got to eat, right? Trying to make dinner plans with Christian Haydenson. Stupid.
Robert Evans. Yeah, that's not working out.
Robert Evans is actually one of my favorite podcasters / journalists. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shout out to Robert Evans. That's the Behind the Bastards.
Oh, Evans. Evans.
Yeah. Different, but.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but different, but the same.
But the same.
Okay. All right. So then that's that moment. It's her reaching out to like, oh, we had this moment. Let's, but it doesn't happen because flight attendant Lisa shows up, and yet again, we need to know that he's a player. We got it. Cool.
But they're planning a date night for later.
But they are planning a date night. Yes.
That's the key.
That's
the key takeaway.
Key takeaway. Date night has been planned for later.
Yeah. So we switch to Luigi's.
We back at Luigi's, and then this is where this whole thing is weird, and I think we didn't call this out earlier. So there was a thing that was mentioned earlier at Luigi's bar. Probably the first time was how the two dads
have a weekly fight.
Yeah, have a weekly fight, which is basically just like it's like a throwdown of words, basically, right?
So I thought when they said weekly fight, I thought they had a pizza cook-off because that would be logical.
That would make fucking sense,
right? Like I thought they had a weekly pizza making competition,
right? And
that would be totally cool.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like a weekly rap battle,
basically, where they just tear each other down.
Yeah, and
it's a burn sesh. It's
the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I mean, there's some good lines that come out of it, and when I say good, I mean terrible. But
yeah.
So the two dads, they show up, and then there's
before we get to the two dads.
Yeah.
They zoom in on the TV screen showing the news. Remember that part?
Yeah.
And they talk about how today local business Vince's Pizza hit a new low by getting customers high. Love that line.
Right.
And great reporting.
Same day. He's out. Still
same day. And he's already out. And this is when they said, oh, well, he got $1,000 fine. And you're like, wait a second. This is a serious felony. Drugging people without their consent is like, that's a real crime. What we talked about earlier. You can get 10 years in prison for that. Easy.
Yeah, you're into this. You love that.
How did he? Yeah, I'm into the accuracy of the movie, Russ.
You're just really
Yeah.
into that.
Unlike Hayden Christensen, accuracy matters to me.
Christian Haydenson.
Sorry, my bad.
Don't worry.
Uh,
Robert Emmas won't care.
yeah, I hate this whole rap battle thing they're doing.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. So they go to the bar and they have beers, and like I guess it's a thing, a weekly thing, and Christian Haydenson's dad's winning, right? And they keep check, whatever. I don't know who's
Talking
judging
about
this,
the virility of his son.
yeah, and it's just really weird. It's just awkward, and they're
Viagra wanted to take a sample of his blood.
oh my god, it's so bad. But there's some, yeah. You got some good lines you pull out of it. I left this one alone because I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, just because I hate it so much.
Yeah, because I hated it so much.
Does his asshole get jealous of the shit coming out of his mouth?
It's pretty good.
Funny.
It's pretty good. There you go.
I really hate this scene.
So yeah, they're having this rap battle. Basically, Christian Haydenson's behind the bar. He's like, I don't want to be involved in this. Robert Emmas, she shows up. She's in the background.
Yeah,
her dad says some very nice things about her, which is great.
Sure,
I guess. I don't know.
Acceptable.
Whatever. And then that's that. I don't think we need to talk about that scene anymore.
No, then we get our first big product placement besides the Peroni.
I would say second product placement.
Is Starbucks. Thank you, Starbucks. Shout out to Starbucks. If you want to sponsor the podcast, email us. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com.
Yeah, I don't like your fucking coffee, but hey, you want to come on the show?
It's just burnt coffee. It's okay. It tastes like burn.
Tastes like burn.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, hey, do you like burn in your mouth? You'll love Starbucks coffee blend.
Anyway, so we're at a Starbucks, and it is. I would say it's less of a product placement and more of just a Starbucks ad, kind of like the Air Canada ad earlier. But
yeah, and I know we're coming up on the end of this episode, but like, how the fuck is there a whole hour left of this movie? I got really angry right at this point when I paused it because I don't know, I needed to do anything else for a second.
Yeah,
sure.
you got a nosebleed.
Yeah, yes, I needed to soak up the blood coming from my face.
Weird ringing coming out of your ears.
Yes. And like, how is there there's more than half of the movie is left. So much, nothing has happened.
Yeah.
I'm miserable right now.
These are rom-coms, man.
I guess you're right. Sorry. So they're focusing on how they can't hook up at church anymore.
We got the grandparents.
Church is compromised.
Church is compromised. Oh, that's right. Because they got caught at the church. So the church is compromised. Yep.
Yeah. Franca and Carlo.
Church is compromised. It sounds like a documentary.
Yes.
That we will not make. So yeah, Starbucks. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just saying Franca and Carlo talking about how they can't hook up at church anymore. They're pissed about that.
Yep.
Carlo, like a dummy, gave them his real name. They're trying to be seemingly secretive at this point.
Yeah, because Toronto is such a small city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one's ever heard of Toronto.
Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, everyone knows everyone in Toronto. Right. At the random Starbucks in Toronto. and the product placement is unbelievable. So it is
next level.
Can we just talk about how
Talk about whatever you want, man. Talk about whatever you want.
Drinking out of these cups.
Yeah.
These very clearly labeled Starbucks cups.
Yes.
And the actual lines in the movie are, "This is to die for. If I gotta go, this is the way to do it."
It was so bad.
It's the most heavy-handed.
It's gross.
Gross advertising. Yes.
It's so gross. Like I don't mind. Product placement is fine. Like I don't mind it. Or you go to certain movies, it's like it's just subtle. It's there. It's like yeah okay, that's fine. But this is like
Reese's Pieces. Yeah.
But this is like a straight up Starbucks ad.
Yes. It's horrendous.
Yes.
And this is where we get the Beyonce no Bianca line
from the trailer. This is the big old person joke.
Ugh.
I don't even want to repeat it.
Yeah, I hate this scene too. Let's just go to the next scene.
Just skip this.
So we're in the backyard now.
Listen to the trailer trash, and you'll hear the joke. We're not giving any more time. Okay, so then we cut
Joe's
to
plumbing.
The backyard, right? We're in the backyard. Robert's backyard, family backyard, right?
Well, and we see Gina and her husband. The foul-mouthed friend.
Yep, the foul-mouthed friend, best friend now.
Yep. talking about her husband. She's like, oh, well, Joe's got this whole thing. Like, Joe, tell us this whole thing. And she's talking about how clever his advertising is.
It's pretty
and
good.
He gives us his slogan, trust the best, flush the rest. Gotta say, love it.
I mean, Joe's Plumbing, if you want to be,
Yeah, shout out to Joe's Plumbing.
if you want to be on the show,
Email us at itsthismeansthat@gmail.com.
even though you're a fictional character, you don't really exist, but hey, who knows?
Yeah. So then they're talking about Leo, talking about going back to London. The whole conversation is bizarre. I don't care for it.
It's complete. I noted it was like, it's complete classic Friends exposition moment, right?
Yep.
Remind us who she is, what she's doing, what she's going on, what she's feeling, like that bullshit. And it was just like,
And then reminding us that no women worked on this script is when we get, no wonder you're so skinny. You must diddle yourself like a fiend. The fuck? Like, what kind of line is that?
I can't believe maybe my eyes glazed over on this one.
Yeah, I think you're script blind, because some of the lines in this movie were so offensive and so weird.
Just so terrible.
Why would you? No one talks like this. Who's writing for Gina? It's definitely not a woman. It's definitely not a real person.
No.
I think a computer wrote half of this movie.
Some type of terrible AI.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when we get our weird suitor here. What's his name?
I don't even know. His name. But so we get this random guy who shows up, and he's a
Bigfoot guy.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah, big into feet. Could have been a very interesting character. I don't hate this character. Like, I'm kind of intrigued about his backstory. I want to know more. And
he looks familiar too. I'm blanking on who he is. He looks really familiar. I was like, oh, this guy, maybe he'll be like some conflict between
right. Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, cool. They're introducing something now, because like the two of them, still kind of shaky. You got a flight attendant Lisa, and whatever, she can do whatever she wants. She's an adult, right? And but no one treats anyone like adults in this writing. And he's just kind of a throwaway.
Look at that big toe. Very nice.
Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, hey, we don't judge. Well, we do.
I'm not gonna kink shame you.
No.
If you're into feet, email us at itsthismeansthat@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram.
I hate feet.
Sure.
So yeah, come on the show.
I'm pro feet.
We'll have a conversation about it.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not real into it, but
like, I don't want to have, like, not that I don't want to have feet, because I like walking around, but
right, yeah,
but I'm not into. So we get this guy, and I was like, oh, maybe this is Christian Haydenson's competition, and he's just like
just sniffing her shoes, doing weird stuff.
Yeah,
not competition at all.
No, I wouldn't think so at all. No, not one bit. Big Peroni ad though here. Everyone's drinking Peronis, and for a family that owns a pizza place, they're making barbecue. Just want to call that out.
Yeah, awesome.
But hey, you got to mix it up. You got to mix it up sometimes.
Exactly. So speaking of Peroni,
you want to be on the show?
Yeah, if you want that crisp, cool, refreshing Italian beer, check out Peroni.
Peroni.
And in the meantime, I think this is a good spot, right?
Yeah, this is it. I think.
Yeah, we'll get into it more on Thursday. But thank you all for listening in the meantime, and we'll be back on Thursday. Follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, and we're ITMT Pod on Twitter.
And if you're feeling old-fashioned, you can send us an email. All of you, everyone that we've insulted, send us an email at itsthismeetsthat@gmail.com. You can also find all of our episodes on our website at itsthismeetsthat.com.